again, for our biannual meeting, we are with Michael Cioni of Frame.io and Adobe, and he's going to kind of bring us up to speed on what's happening with Frame.io, because it feels like every time we talk, there's like 50% more stuff that has happened.
Hey, I love it. And I also love that you are adopters of the tech. You use the tech.
Yep.
This is being shot on an H2S, which is so cool because, I mean, honestly, it is a versatile camera.
I go to bat for Fujifilm all the time.
Yeah, they've got. I mean, if you're a stickler for the looks, they've got the film stocks. But if you're a stickler for workflow, there isn't an equal. Photo, video, uploading directly to camera to cloud to Frame.io. It's really, really powerful stuff.
When we were at Adobe Max, I realized we didn't say that explicitly in this video. When we were at Adobe Max, which you can watch that video, we were talking about the launch of this battery grip and also the V-Raptor integration.
That's right.
And so on this go around and also right here, we're using that grip. So,
you know, and like I think it's a good point you make, because the story of any good technology takes time.
Yeah, it's iterative.
You gotta get, and you gotta get feedback, and then it takes a long time to build and sell hardware. So when we started this conversation, true story, it was day 4 of NAB 2022.
Really?
And we met with Victor Ha, and we had a meeting, and he said, we want to be able to be integrated into Frame.io a year from now. And here we are. And we've got a technology that shoots picture and sound inside their tech, 2 of their cameras supported, and we did it in 12 months.
That's insane. And actually, so I just wrote an article about the Atomos Connect, talking about the Frame.io integration. And then, oh no, sorry, actually, it was the article announcing our coverage here. And so I was writing about the grip and stuff, and I knew that it did photo, but I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then as I was writing it, I was like, actually, for photojournalists or like any events photographer, whatever spectrum of that you're on, like that's huge.
Yeah.
To have your editor back home just with, or your literal editor, magazine editor, newspaper, whatever, get the event, something important has happened. They have that photo now versus having to press, these events, having to do that and, oh, we're going to get a demo.
It's true, because like when you're talking about putting the quality, here comes a photo, it's going to come in there in a second. What you're pointing out here is the value of giving creative control to photographers. See, imagine you're a photojournalist. This cuts out the middleman, because you have the ability to distribute your own work now.
Well, and you don't need the press room.
You don't need the press room, and if you are looking for a retoucher, you can send it to your retoucher. If you're going direct to client or e-commerce, you can send direct to client or e-commerce. You can choose JPEG just for proxies or RAW just for your photo retoucher. So it's got a lot of versatility and creative control. And what is the big thing people are talking about? Generative AI. How is AI going to mess with our industry? I'm telling you, it is going to be a bloodbath. But one thing AI can't do is predict who's going to win the World Series.
Right.
And what is that home plate going to look like? That's where we need photography, because you can't create that. It has to happen.
Right.
So in this world where we have a lot of concerns about what the internet will generate, photography in real life situations is not at threat. It's an opportunity. And what this does is it gets us the ability to connect photographers to end users, and maybe the AI can help whiten teeth, remove blinked eyes, or do denoising. I mean, those are opportunities for this stuff.
The Photoshop select subject, where it instantly masks that. I'm like, that is such a godsend.
Yeah. But these are the types of things that are an opportunity, and we want to help accelerate those functionalities, and we can do that without having to pull media cards out, right? And this is the thing that's blocking all those good opportunities with AI in the internet and the cloud. And I think Fuji is really, I commend them for having the vision to help bring a camera right to the internet in a fully shareable, transmittable way.
Yeah, and also like I was thinking about photojournalism and all that, but also sometimes tethering, like I don't do a lot of studio photography, and by a lot I mean any, but I've worked on photo sets before, and sometimes the tether is a pain in the ass, like physically having to tether the thing to Photoshop capture.
No one likes the tether. We got to, when we did this launch video, if you haven't seen the launch video, you should check it out. It's with the photographer Kurt Iswarienko. amazing, brilliant photographer, and he's used to doing the tether. No one likes the tether, but the tether's fast.
Yeah.
It's copper, right? But now what Kurt said is this opens up a door where if my creative director isn't there, if my retoucher is off-site, now I can still have a retoucher's hand in this. And we know that even though today a copper wire from here to a computer is faster than the cloud,
right?
But that won't be true forever,
right?
And we will see these things accelerate.
Today is the worst it'll ever be.
Ever. And tomorrow the internet will be a little faster than it is today.
Right.
And when you extrapolate 3, 6, 9 years from now, the idea of having cables in the early 2030s will seem totally archaic.
Yeah. Well, and even I was thinking, like, even if the retoucher or whoever is in the room, it's just you're wireless now. Like, that's nice. You know? And it's, I shouldn't say it's not agnostic. It's really that camera. But I'm sure more things will come around.
Our API is open, but we commend Fuji for being able to see that solution.
I was trying to clock how quickly it was going to, but
it's up there, and I just keep shooting more. So
But I'm with you, man. I'm stoked on Fujifilm's approach to everything, and also it's slick. It's not a big grip. It's not, it's the size of a normal battery grip.
Yeah, you get the extra storage. You get a full-size Ethernet. And what's being used here is all those features. And look, what they can't see is last year you had a camera twice the weight, twice the size.
Right.
And now you're down half the weight, half the size in one year with the same effective technology. And that's what cloud technologies yield, is that type of control and improvement in relatively short amount of time.
Yeah, and like we've said before, like we were talking to the sound devices people, there's a lot. When I was writing another article, I went to the Frame.io website. There are so many companies, so many pieces of hardware. Later, we're going to talk to the phone one. Filmic. There's so much Frame.io integration, so that it's like to see that network grow and grow and grow is really cool, and it makes it less like, oh, I got to buy into this, that, or the other. It's like you can almost use anything and still get that.
Yeah, our goal is to make sure that everyone has a chance to start shooting to the cloud. And if you are still using hard drives and media cards and waiting for that transaction, take a leap of faith, find the right tool, Adamus, Teradek, Filmic, Fuji. There's a solution out there that's going to help tailor you and get you starting to work towards a cloud-first workflow, and you'll be better off for it.
I mean, trust me, ever since we first talked about this 2 years ago, whatever it was, 3 years ago, he and I have been just screaming at anyone that will listen, no, trust me, this is good. Like, it's actually great. Extra backups is always a thing, but yeah.
That's right.
Anything else happening with Frame, or is mostly just this?
We also launched an integration with Capture One, so that you have the ability to do that retouching through Capture One with or without a tether.
Amazing. So that's funny. I made that offhanded comment. You actually can do that.
That's right. And the beauty for that, actually, even if you have, let's say, a Nikon D800 and you're going tether into Capture One, you can publish back to Frame.io from Capture One from any camera, so that when you build your selects and do a one light, you publish that back to Frame and share that out.
Right.
So there's still a new cloud workflow in the Capture One world that hasn't existed before. Frame.io is such a good collaboration and sharing tool. This is the opportunity to start seeing that kind of permeate into whole new ecosystems that we've never been in before.
Totally. And like for people watching, like I have done corporate work. It's always scary to think, oh, I got to get this person who's maybe not tech literate to sign up for a thing or whatever. I have had every single corporate client where this has been necessary. Had them sign up. They never asked me a question. They were just on the project. They figured out how to, do the comments. I haven't had anyone draw yet. I think I need to point that out.
Point it out.
Do that.
Show them the annotations.
And then obviously this is just standard Frame.io functionality, but being able to take their notes into your timeline and edit like that is invaluable.
That's right.
Versus the email move of like, oh, at this time code, maybe that time code's off. Oh, and now I'm just selling Frame.io. When you delete something and the markers actually move, versus deleting something and then now all the time code's all jacked up.
Yes. Well,
I really like the product.
We appreciate your support and we appreciate it in action.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.